Hey guys, welcome on in. Hope you're having a great day so far and joining in to the chat on Facebook. I'm so excited that we're doing another live YouTube demo today. We're going to be making 2 pairs of earrings and they're going to be super fun. So I hope you're ready to make some jewelry, learn, or just watch and chat along with us. You can always go back and watch this if you're not able to make along with us today. And make sure you let us know where you're from in the chat. Give us your name and where you're from. And Cheryl's going to be writing down your names feverishly as we go. And we're going to do the giveaway at the end of the live stream. So make sure you stick around till the end if you want to win. Also, we have Julie back there moderating. She's going to be answering questions and passing things to me too. We're so excited.
Great to be here.
Great to be here.
Ready to get started?
Oh yeah, I'm ready
to
to get started. Okay guys, so I have these earrings beside me. We're going to be making a pair of these longer corkscrew earrings first. And it's a design that I love making just because I find it fun and I love the shape of the earring. So we're going to do those first, and then we're also going to be making a pair of these small threader earrings that actually are really neat the way that they're constructed. The design is inspired by one of our producers who had brought me a pair that she's had for years, and they're very similar, and I was like, I think I could recreate those for you guys. So I hope you like those, and they're neat. They just thread right into your ears and you kind of just twist them in. So they're gonna be really fun. All right, so let's get started. Both of these earrings are gonna be made with a mandrel, and I've got a few different, these are like plier mandrels, if you will. And for the first pair, I'm going to be using this one here. It has a 6mm and an 8mm side here. So that's the one I'm going to be using for the first earring. For the second earring, you could go up a bit larger in size. You could use like a 13mm. I'm going to be using my wrap and tap plier here. I'm going to use the middle section. So if you measure that in millimeters, let me see exactly, just in case you guys don't have this plier. It's 15mm wide. So I'm going to be using an 8mm for the first, 15 for the second. So we've got those. And then you're going to need your basic tools like your flush cutter, your nylon jaw plier, chain nose and flat nose pliers. I always have 2 flat nose pliers with me, always. And then I'm going to be using the small one-step looper to make my rosary chain to go through the center of the first pair of earrings. I've already made one for you guys, but I'm going to make it from start to finish so you can see how it's all done in real time. Okay, so then also I've got my beads over here, and I'm going to be using these 4mm chrome diopside rounds. So pretty. We may still have a smidge available on jtv.com if you need to pick up some beads. And you're going to need a pair of ear wires, some eye pins for the rosary chain. And if you're making a pair of earrings, you're going to need 2 head pins. I'm using these little ball end head pins. And then for the second pair, you're going to need some 6 or 8mm beads. I've also got some little gold beads. You'll see that in the second project. Got my wire rounder, my cup burr tool. Is that what I always call it, a wire rounder, but there's that. And then the most important thing is the wire. So I'm going to be using this German style 20 gauge wire, and it's incredible. It's kind of a medium tempered wire, but it's also quite flexible. It's great for making earrings and ear wires. Okay guys, so let's get started. That was a whole mouthful of supplies, and I'll get more into that as we go through the project. Hi guys, I see all your comments over here. Aw, thanks so much for joining. Okay, so we're gonna start with the corkscrew earrings, and I'm gonna cut I'm gonna cut 1.5 feet of this 20 gauge wire using my flush cutter, and I'm going to use the back side of it to cut it flat. Okay. Next, I'm going to grab my mandrel. This is the 8mm side, and I'm going to hold the end of the wire and start coiling. And as I coil, I'm going to work on the part of the plier that's closest to me. So you just wrap it around and let the plier pull your wire. Let the plier pull your wire. That actually rhymed. And I'm going to go 12 times around. Just let your tool kind of do the work for you. And it's okay if you lose count, you can just go back in and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. And that wasn't quite enough wire. Let me show you guys that one more time. This is just the way it goes sometimes. I mean, you know, you can make it. Why don't you go ahead and cut two feet of wire just to be safe. But you can make your coil shorter or longer depending on the style of earring that you want. So let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there we go. Now get your flush cutter back out and directly kind of like across the coil from the starting point, just cut it. And then you're going to, this is my favorite part, take the little coil and uncoil it. Pull it apart. And you want those little segments to be pretty evenly spaced. And while we're at it, I'm just going to go ahead and make my other coil because it's important at this step that you kind of eyeball and make sure that they're going to be the same length. So I'm going to do 12 more coils. This 8mm mandrel. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm going to flush cut that. And pull that out again. Just very carefully, you don't want to bend it up or distort it. Okay. And once again, this is 20 gauge wire. Okay. So just stretch them out until they're the same length. And then grab a chain nose plier, which I think is a very important tool for this next step. It kind of allows it to happen easily, basically. I found it's the best tool, so get one of those pointed chain nose pliers, and you're going to find the center of your spiral. If you need to, if you can't eyeball it, just count in until you find the middle. You're just going to grab it, and then you're going to fold it in half. So there's the middle there. I'm just going to fold it down like that. And as I fold it down, this may be I hope you guys can see that okay. You're going to actually start rotating these spirals together at the same time until they kind of just sit into each other. Like that. And I'll show you guys again in case you didn't catch that. But then after you do that part, you want to look from the top of your coil and make sure that that piece there is hovering over the center of the whole column, if that makes sense, because that's where the ear wire will go and you want that to be centered. Okay, so let me show you one more time that little folding step. So we're just going to go find the middle and then grab it with our plier, and you're just kind of folding them on top of each other like that, and then with your hands just coil them up. And they just make really pretty little spirals. Okay, and this one I'm gonna pull that up just a hair. And once again, make sure you have a little center point above it. Okay, all right. So now we're ready for the next step. And I'm gonna be creating this little rosary chain to hang through the middle using eye pins, which are basically just little pieces of wire with a loop on one side that opens and closes. So it makes making these quite easy. So just load up your beads. I'm gonna need 7 beads total for each earring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of those will be on a head pin, which will be on the bottom. And to do this, I'm gonna grab my little one-step looper, which we do sell at JTV, and it's gonna make these loops for me. So hold your little eye pin, put it through your tool, and squeeze. Like that. It makes the loop in one easy step. Just put it through the tool, through the hole, and squeeze. If you guys have never worked with a one-step looper, you might be like, what in the world? But it's a tool that I use a lot because it just saves time. Makes my life easy. And I'll go back in and close those loops after I'm done. And lastly, here's the little head pin, and squeeze. Alrighty, so now we can connect everything together, and I'm just gonna grab my pliers. You can use flat nose or chain nose. And starting with the little head pin, just kind of close that loop up, just kind of shift it like that and close it. And then grab your next piece, slide it on and close. And you want to make sure all your loops are nice and tight. Even if it's a pre-made eye pin, sometimes they come, they're not all the way closed, so just make sure that they are nice and secure. Okay. And also, you may need more or less depending on the size of your bead. Like, for example, this pair here, the beads are a little bit smaller, and I actually wanted them to be longer. So it just, you can make it however you want. that up. And here's our last one. Okay, so for the last one, this is kind of where the earring comes together. And I don't know if you can see these, but the top bead kind of hangs above the spiral. So you're gonna actually open up the bottom loop of that last rosary connector and attach both the rosary and the spiral. And it's already pretty much open for me, so there that goes. Grab my little spiral. I'll move these back to the side and put on my coil and the other part of my rosary chain, rosary style. And then I'm just going to close up that link. And while I'm here, I'll go ahead and grab my ear wire and just open it like that, slide it onto that very top link, close it back, and then this rosary chain can, if it doesn't get twisted, just coil into the design, or you might just drop it in. Mind of its own. There it goes. Okay. And then there you have it. That's all it is. It's super easy. I mean, my favorite part is just making the coil. So you can add beads, you can add chain in the middle. You could even make it with a thicker gauge wire if you want to do 18 gauge. Makes a more hefty earring. And then once again, you can also go a bit further down with your beads. So lots of different variations there. Okay, guys. Well, let's move on to our second pair. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So we're calling these threaders, and you don't need an ear wire, they just literally spin into your ear. And so you're definitely gonna want to grab your wire rounder for this project. You need that and your 20 gauge wire. And let's see, we're gonna need our little gold beads, one step looper, we're gonna need our mandrels, and once again, I'm gonna use my wrap and tap and flush cutter. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to cut about a foot of wire. And with my wrap and tap, I'm going to make 2 loops, 2 coils. So just grab your wire here and wrap it around twice. You can even go a little more. I'll do 2.5 coils. Now I'm going to open that up just a little bit, just like we did in the other one. And we've got a little bit bigger of a coil, a little bit larger loops. I'm going to grab my flat nose plier, and basically what I'm aiming to do is bring this coil into the center field of the coil, if that makes sense. I'm going to try to bend it up here. So just take your plier, and you're actually going to make a bend just like that way, just to start guiding it up into the middle of the field. It's like physics a little or something, but okay, like in the plane. Okay, anyways, then you grab it up here and you're gonna make a sharp bend, and this piece is gonna go down the middle. So when you make that sharp bend, you're just gonna wrap the coil around it. And now we can reshape it a little bit. I'm just gonna make sure that's going straight down through the center. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna cut off the end down here. But first I'm gonna slide my bead on. I'm gonna do a little kunzite round. And then I'm gonna add one of these little seed beads. And then you can kind of decide how long you want the middle to be. I kind of like the bead being hidden by the spiral almost, so I almost bring it down to the very bottom. And then I'm gonna just use my looper to make a little loop at the bottom to be a little stopper. And that's it. So then if you have your little wire rounder or a small file, highly suggest that you make sure that's nice and smooth, because that's what goes into your ear. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I would definitely suggest going ahead and making your other earring with this one, because this is the kind of thing that you want to be similar. I can go ahead and make the other one, or we do already have a pair made. I can also show you how to put them in your ear if you need to see that, because it's really, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, go ahead and show us how to do that.
Okay. You ready? Okay, so just take that little end that you just filed, and I might need a mirror.
It's hard to do without a mirror, Katie.
It really is. I can kind of use the camera as a mirror, but oh my goodness.
We promise it works.
It's in. It's in the ear. So then you just coil it. And then
look
it just
how cool
hangs
that
down
is.
like that. So yeah, these are really fun, and I feel like you guys can really take this wherever you want. You could do a long version. You could probably do like a really cool cone version. I don't know, that might get stuck in your hair, but I was just inspired by the earrings, and I hope you are too. Okay, so do we have any other questions, or?
Somebody at Calligraphy 22 says, hey, what's that bead stopper holding the bead? Do we?
This? Well, I guess maybe she's talking about the loop at the bottom.
I think that's just a loop you've made at the bottom.
It's
to hold
just a
it
little
on.
loop.
Yep.
Yeah, you could even just use your round nose plier to make a loop right there. And then I've got that little seed bead there as well. So that bend that we made, remember that first bend that's kind of I don't know, it's not triangular, but this bend right here is really important because that helps it sit upright in your ear. So don't forget that little bend there. And then yeah, that's just a little loop. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Are we ready to pick a winner?
I am if you are.
Yeah, so we'll give away both of these pairs. We'll have two winners.
Okay.
So we'll draw for the first pair that you made and then for the second pair that you made.
Okay, awesome. What'd you say? They can't have
All right, pair number 1.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Penny from North Knoxville.
Hey!
You're gonna win these little beauties. So you are going to email jewelschoollive@jtv.com.
Correct.
And I'm sure Julie will pop it in the comments. And yay, North Knox. I love North Knox. Okay, yay, congrats. Okay, so one more. Gonna get the threader. Okay, woo, got it. Tanya from Georgia.
Yay, congrats, Tanya.
Congrats, yay. Okay, so Tanya, don't forget to email jewelschoollive@jtv.com with your info.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
name and address so
Your
we
name
can
and address.
send that out to you. Yeah.
Like, you don't need to put your email. Okay. But anyways, guys, so a couple things. If you're a Jewel School fan, don't forget to tune into the Bead Fest live streams coming up on August 3rd and 4th. It's going to be a big deal. They're going to be doing some fun live streams all over the Bead Fest. And so that's going to be on jtv.com/extra, right?
Yes, and you can also watch it on YouTube and Facebook. Yep.
Okay, great. So 3 places to watch and chat and ask questions. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell on our YouTube channel. We put out a new video every week, and actually I think we probably do a little bit more than that right now because we've just got a lot of content for you guys, and you want to get notified on those. And lastly, we have our Jewel School workshop coming up in September. It's going to be the 20th through the 22nd, and so you should sign up on our website. It's going to be so fun. We have classes, we have get-togethers, behind-the-scenes stuff, all kinds of goodies.
So I'm going to throw the number to call. You can go to our website, jtv.com/experience, to get all the details. All the classes are there, but I'm going to post the number where you can call and actually register. So we hope to see you here in Knoxville on September 20th through the 22nd. It's going to be a great time, so check into that definitely.
Yes, it's going to be so fun. I'm teaching 2 classes, and it's just so nice to be able to see our customers in person and put faces to names. So, okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a blast. I hope you were inspired, and we will see you next time. Stay tuned for the newest projects coming out.
Yeah,
Have
thanks,
a good
everybody.
day. Thank you.
Later.
Bye.